Hi, this is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Today we're going to take a look at this target practice area. So what we have here is 5 different target locations, or bays, I guess you might call it. The height is rather high, but we're going to be in the standing position, so our attention is going to be a little bit higher than normal seating position that I normally would show you. The back area over here, we're not heating up at all, so we're just going to be focusing on this space right here. And let's just go ahead and get right into it. So here we have the 5 different target areas, and with the dimensions, we have a total of 24 feet by 58 feet, and then the target area, or the participants area, is about 9 feet here. So with, I think, even a focus point of a 3 by 3 foot area right there. You can see each post is about 18 feet 11 inches, and the outer edge here I got about 13 feet, with the lower edge over here about 11.3. So that's what we have there. And each location here, I think we have about 19 to 18 feet 11 inches. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else. That looks like about it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the dimensions off. I'm going to give you a look at what I would consider option 1. Let me just turn these arrays off for a minute. So option 1 would be to place 2 heaters in each, I'll call it, bay area. And I've selected, based on the structure itself, I'm kind of choosing to somehow incorporate a mounting onto this S-beam here, and hopefully that'll work out fine. Everything here is non-combustible, so we're not really concerned about that, but what I would imagine is you could put a bracket against this S-beam and then out to the heater itself, and point the heater straight down. That's what I'm trying to attempt to do. You might even want to take the heater and place it right underneath the S-beam and put the bracket on the S-beam. It'll bring the heater down a few inches, but rather quite a few inches, maybe 9 inches, but that would be more than acceptable as well. So yeah, this is the 2 heaters per bay, and let's go ahead and turn the array back on. As you can see, we have again the standing height here, and so this is roughly about almost 4 feet off the ground. The array will travel further than what I'm depicting here, but this is the most usable heat, and but it would be more than sufficient and efficient for standing position here. You can see that this kind of covers this spot here, because it's so close to the center I-beam here, that's why I chose to use 2 different units in each bay, or part of why. I could spread out 5, but then I'd be running into these I-beams, I guess is what I want to say. So that's that. Let's go ahead and look at the dimensions that I have here. Essentially I have each heater placed in between the I-beams. They're about 10'3" on center, and then 10'8" on center, and then 10'3" on center over here. And I think these I-beams are spread out just a bit further than the outside ones, but I could be wrong about that. But essentially it's about 10'3" on center is what you're looking for. Close, looking at this, we got the 4 feet 3 inches center to the edge of the I-beam, center to center of the I-beam, center to the heater. And then I wanted to get to that array. Let's see, I think we have this dimension here, yeah. So the overall dimension of the heater is going to be about 13 feet off the floor, and these are WD6024, so these are 6,000 watt heaters at this height. So, and I believe the customer is requesting electric heaters exclusively, so you know, a gas heater would work in that location as well. Depends on how much wind comes through that area that we had kind of looked at before. So let's go ahead and just turn off this option here and the dimensions, and then I'm going to give you an option 2. This is the option I don't think would sufficiently heat up the whole area. And excuse me, I'm suffering from a little cold. But you can see I have 3 heaters here, essentially just centered within the I-beams. And if we turn on the ray, you see that we don't really have that well of a coverage. Now that might be okay for certain events, but we certainly don't cover the whole entire space with 3 units. Nonetheless, it can be quite acceptable. And just to give you a quick view of the dimensions here, so same mounting height, same you know, mounting either off of here. I didn't mention before, but you could put, let's say, a piece of unistrut across these beams, and then, you know, mount the heater right to the unistrut. These heaters weigh roughly about 18 pounds, so that the unistrut would have no problem carrying the load on that. So here's the 3 units, but again, I would recommend having the 6 units option. Oops, sorry about that. Here we go. Yeah, so here's the 6 unit option. So that's, each unit is 240 volts, 25 amps, 6,000 watts. So it would consume quite a bit of energy to run all these at the same time. You could, you know, based on what you're going to use it for, you could turn the units off and on, obviously, as you see fit. So in any case, there you have it. This is what I would recommend for this kind of space here. If you have a need and help for placing heaters in your application, feel free to give us a call. My name is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Thank you and have a great day.